Good morning, class. Today I'm going to talk to you about animation. Now, I'm sure a lot of you don't even know what animation is. Well, I'm the profound pessimist, and today I'm going to tell you what animation is. In fact, I'm not just going to tell you, I'm going to show you a nice little video I made here. And joining us is going to be my lovely assistant right here to help us show you what animation is.
Who's this Doctor Who looking motherfucker? And who are you, ZZ Top?
Who are you? Fucking Santa Claus?
Guys, come on now. This is about how great my project is, not about who would make the better Gandalf the White.
Alright, as long as Duck Dynasty over here calms down.
Oh, hell. I told him to trim his damn beard and this wouldn't happen. Somebody just hit the damn lights. Hello, everybody. I'm the Profound Pessimist, and today we're going to be talking about animation. How animation is made, and specifically how the animation I made just a couple seconds ago was made, and why you don't want to be an animator. Now, because of the broad term of animation, we're only going to be covering some of the basics, but please join me on this journey, and possibly even learn a thing or two about animation. So let's take a look. Let's go into the program and see what it's all about. Okay, everybody, now that we're in Flash, we can take a look at our animated project. Now, if we look up here, we have our frames. I'm just going to go ahead and view these. We have our frames. Now, our frames are essentially pictures, and our frames are also the usage of measurement almost in this timeline. So, if we look at this, we can see that our animation is roughly about 16 to 15 frames long. Now, each one of these keyframes, a keyframe is a different picture, is about 2 frames long. That's typically how I animate my things. And in this case, so is our little animated professor in the video. Now, before you can actually start animating everything, you need to know what you need to animate. For example, when I was making this animation right here, this was specifically for the scene where our animated professor was running across the screen. This is important that you plan out what has to go where and where this animation is going. It was even more so important for this specific project because it had to interact with live and real footage. One example of the preparation I took to make this simple, couple seconds long animation is that I had to, here, let's get that frame. I had to make this. Now, this is very simplistic. It is actually a rough outline of our little professor character right here. And if you can see in the center of the character, we have almost a stick figure. This stick figure actually was used to understand the motion of the professor before drawing the professor. And if we go into our little library here, we can actually go and view the stick figure animation. So now that we understand the motion of our character, we're now going to go back to the scene and then look at this rough outline. This rough outline again dictates where we want our body to go, where we want our head to look like, where we want the arms to look like, what we want everything to look like now. Now that we understand where it's going, now this is to give us the idea of what it needs to look like and also where it's still going. And then we go to our final layer, which is almost like the rough draft of the paper, if you will, for the animation. This is the part that's actually going to be shown, and this is going to be the nice clean part that we're going to be actually putting into our animation. The rest of these 2 layers are simply going to be dropped. Now, as you can see, we're in another animated portion of the video, and in this portion, we have our professor cursing and saying,
Who are you? Fucking Santa Claus?
And there we go. But now let's look into how we actually made him say this and how we lip synced those lip movements. So let's say the sentence all together. Who are you, fucking Santa Claus? So we break it down like this. Who, the who noise, the who sound, makes kind of an O shape with our mouth. Who are you? R kind of just have an open mouth. R, and then you again with the O sound, and then you. Okay, closing the O. And then, who are you? We have the kind of the biting of the lip sound. Fucking. And then our mouth kind of opens up for the rest of fucking. And then we have the Santa Claus. We visualize that by having our mouth open, but then again we keep our teeth together. So then we have Who are you King Santa Claus? That's essentially how we animate lip syncing. So now we're going to switch programs from our main animation program to our editing program. Now as you can see here, this is where all the segments come together. Now this is important that we're going over this because even though all these aren't animation, we haven't animated any of these, we do splice our animation with our real-time footage in this program. And as we've said in here, that animation also takes some recording equipment and also some recording programs. So all in all, if we look at all of this, animation is quite an in-depth product. We can't just set it as, oh, we draw pictures. It's that you have to be able to draw, you have to be able to understand movement, you have to be able to understand how to get all these programs to work together. It's really quite a rigorous task to do, especially for one person, and to keep it all together and on a time schedule. So you can see why being a freelance animator isn't exactly living the high life. But you know what? That's the thing about animation. I don't make animations because I want to become famous or make lots of money. I do it because it's something I generally love doing. It isn't something that it's easy and that anyone can just do. I mean, sure, you can make a stick figure drawing, but it really does require a sense of skill and such, but also a sense of dedication. You really need to focus on these projects when you're working on them, and you really need to understand, computers, or at least for more modern styles of animation, you need to know how to understand the technology, all the, recording equipment that goes into it, and even real life footage as I'm making right here, because who knows? You have to splice those things together, and you have to accommodate that. And the thing of it is that what I just showed you is only a small portion of animation. Animation could be, again, like real-time footage, drawing, stop-motion animation, claymation. There's so much variety in animation, is that it can't be confined to just one word. Sure, animation means the movement of, but really, you're not just making movement when you're making these things, you're making an entity, something that entertains people by just pressing a button. And to think that all that hard work pays off. And trust me, I definitely implore you to do more research about the topic. Really, what I just covered in this video was only a tiny bit of animation, and even for 2D animation, it was only little detail. I mean, 2D animation goes so much more into depth, I can't even make a, 10-minute long video just to talk about it. Well, I hope you all enjoyed my little informational video here, and please remember, subscribe to my YouTube channel, Joe A.S. the Profound Pessimist. Well, anyways, see ya! Oh man, now that was some acting skills. What'd y'all think about the video?
You suck.
Garbage! Garbage!
Well, screw you guys too. You know what? Give me this damn thing. I'm going. Hey, has anyone seen my tie? It seems